Welcome back to the channel. The United States of America 1 cent. 1963 coin is a treasured piece of mid-20th century American coinage, representing both the enduring legacy of the Lincoln cent and the nation's long-standing pride in its historical icons. Though small in denomination, this coin holds immense historical and collectible value. The 1963 penny belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958, and then transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. Thus, the 1963 issue proudly displays the Lincoln Memorial on its reverse side, making it one of the early examples of this new design. The obverse side of the 1963 1 cent coin features the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This portrait remains one of the most enduring images in U.S. coinage history. Above Lincoln's head is the national motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase that has symbolized American faith and perseverance for generations. To the left of Lincoln's portrait appears the word "Liberty," and to the right, the year 1963, marking the coin's production date. Coins from this year were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked D beneath the date. Both mints produced hundreds of millions of coins, making the 1963 penny one of the most common 1 cent issues of the decade. The reverse side of the coin displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design, created by Frank Gasparo, features the Lincoln Memorial in stunning miniature detail. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a remarkable detail for such a small coin. The inscriptions, "United States of America," and "E Pluribus Unum," appear above the memorial, while the denomination, 1 cent, is clearly shown below. The coin was struck in 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it its iconic reddish-brown color that distinguishes it from later copper-plated zinc cents introduced in 1982. Each coin weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, with a plain edge, the standard for all Lincoln cents. Over time, the 1963 penny has developed various shades of color depending on its storage conditions, from bright red to rich brown or even dark chocolate tones. For collectors, color and surface condition play a major role in determining a coin's value. A 1963 cent with full red luster, graded as red or RD, is considered much more valuable than one that has toned brown, BN. Most circulated examples from 1963 hold face value, but high-grade uncirculated or proof coins can fetch higher prices, especially if graded MS-67 or higher by PCGS or NGC. The proof versions of the 1963 cent were struck at the San Francisco Mint, marked S, and are highly prized for their mirror-like finish and sharp details. Proof coins were not made for circulation, they were sold directly. The United States 1 cent 1963 coin is often admired for its clean, classic appearance and traditional copper composition, which gives it a deep reddish-brown hue that has aged gracefully over time. This coin was among the last Lincoln cents struck entirely from copper before the alloy composition began to change in later decades. Its heavy feel and distinctive color make it a favorite among old coin collectors. In 1963, over 2.5 billion pennies were minted across the Philadelphia and Denver mints, marking one of the highest production totals for U.S. cents up to that time. Because of this large mintage, most 1963 pennies are still easy to find in circulation. But high-quality, uncirculated specimens are much rarer and far more collectible. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 757 million coins without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint struck more than 1.7 billion coins with the small D mark below the date. Both versions are nearly identical in design, but experienced collectors can sometimes spot subtle differences. in strike quality and luster between the two mints. For collectors, the Denver Mint issue tends to be slightly more common, though the Philadelphia version often displays stronger strike details. The Lincoln Memorial Reverse, introduced in 1959, was designed to symbolize national unity and the enduring memory of President Lincoln's leadership. Frank Gasparo's design was intended to capture the grandeur of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a monument that represents both strength and dignity. Interestingly, when viewed with magnification, the seated statue of Lincoln is visible inside the memorial, an incredible artistic touch for such a small coin. The motto, E Pluribus Unum, which means, out of many one, stands proudly above the memorial, symbolizing the unity of the states that make up the nation. This motto has appeared on nearly all U.S. coins since the 19th century, representing one of America's most enduring ideals. The Lincoln Cent series holds a special place in American numismatic history because it was the first U.S. coin to feature an actual person rather than a symbolic figure like Liberty. When Victor David Brenner's portrait of Abraham Lincoln debuted in 1909, it caused a sensation, setting a precedent for future designs that honored real people. By 1963, the design had already been in use for over half a century, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in the world. Many collectors enjoy comparing 1963 cents with earlier wheatback versions too. Observe how engraving and minting techniques evolved over time. The year 1963 was also historically significant, as it marked the final full year before the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, adding emotional resonance to coins from this period. For coin collectors, the 1963 cent bridges two eras, the optimistic post-war years and the beginning of a rapidly changing America.